So this activate you, and this is still enough damage even if they gain the 3 life. Hello YouTube, welcome to MTGA, and today we are going to have a look at Inniaz, the Gale Force in historic Brawl. This deck aims to win by playing a bunch of flyers and mostly playing a mono blue flash style kind of gameplay. So here's the basic idea of the deck. We play a bunch of counter spells and just cheap interaction, something like a Fading Hope to bounce the to interact with the opponent early. We have a bunch of 1-drop flyers that don't necessarily have flash, and then most of our 2- and 3-drop flyers do have flash. We even play cards like Vexingal just because they have flash and have flying. That is basically the whole idea. And the reason why this is so particularly good with Inniaz is because it allows you to go to hold up counter spells all the way through, and then when they commit to a big threat, you can't choose to counter it, but you can also just not counter it, let it go through, then flash your creatures in, and then play Inniaz in your turn and immediately swap control with it. So you're basically dictating the pace of the game with this playstyle. And it is really, really obnoxious for the opponent. Yeah, this is basically the gist of the deck. Cheap flyers, flash most of them in the opponent's end step, hold up counter spells all the way through, and then just finish it out with Inniaz the Gale Force. I hope you enjoyed today's deck. If you do, please leave me a like. It helps me out a lot. And without further ado, let's jump straight into some gameplay. We are ready to play against Ajani Unbreaking something? The Unyielding. Ajani Unyielding. Let's see. What does this guy do again? I rarely see him. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, this is kind of an interesting hand. I think I can do better. Yeah, I think I can do better and I need to do better. So let's see. Opponent goes first. So the reason why I don't particularly like this hand, I do get a turn 1 Pteramander and then I can cycle the castle on turn 2. It's just like the opponent goes first, so I do see a bunch of cards before, and I do see like 2 to 3 additional cards, but it is still kind of awkward. Okay, this is interesting. I think I like this a bit more, as weird as that sounds, because this is a value engine, although it comes down a bit late for my taste. But Stern Dismissal and Mana Tithe are both cheap interactive spells that I think I need to have here, because I need to stop their very, very early development on turn 1 and 2, and then I mostly save, probably. Likely, hopefully. Okay, beautiful. A 1-drop would be the best thing to draw here, obviously. Yeah. So let's see. Yep. Yeah, and then we just pass turn. We are just chilling. We are just flashing in. We counter any mana dork that comes our way. Maybe so. Do we counter the mana dork or do we? Okay. I mean, all these questions are basically answering themselves if the opponent just decides to not do anything at all, right? Going to stop their ramp that they're going to play on 3. Oh yeah. No. This ultimate's way too quickly, so no thank you, opponent. I could have also Fateful Absence it, to be honest. Yeah, maybe that was a bit hasty. Yeah, I think I should have just Fateful Absence it, then holding up Mana Tithe and being able to Singer as well. Sure, that's fine. Going to Nabelgast Intruder. Sure. And now Curious Obsession. We do hold up Miscast here, but first let's draw a card. Yep. And kind of tricky. honestly kind of fine if the opponent decides to drop their Ajani, because after the minus it has 2 power, 2 loyalty, and then I can just flash in a Singer, mutated an octopus on it. Yep, that's fine.
Honor and courage.
Ooh, opponent just decides to do that. Let's see what they have in their hand. Cathar's Crusade, okay, that is not particularly a scary card right now. And I think I just want to have another flyer here. I probably just want to mutate over and then just go face. Yep, draw 2. There is the land. And the question is, do I Fateful Absence now? I think I do. Like, I know that Cathar's Crusade is a scary card, right? This can still bounce an enchantment, which is quite relevant. And after that, like, they don't play too many creatures here, right? Like, they can only play a 1-drop with the Crusade right now. Okay, current Sign of Urza. That probably just pluses. Yeah, Aspirant, I don't care. And later I can swap control of Inniaz and sure, get this into your hand. I can later swap control of Inniaz, not Inniaz, like this Curious Obsession and like the Cathar's Crusade, which is pretty amazing. So I think I like doing no. Coastal Piracy would be a misplay because that would just lead us to not having the Restoration Angel here. Yep. And now I just hold up a bunch of cool things. So yeah, seems pretty good in my book. So let's see. If the opponent just like uses Ajani again, that's kind of a bummer. I hope they drop the Cathar's Crusade just so I can swap it. Then get the Cathar's Crusade under them.
I'll make use of that later.
I don't think I care about young Goose. They don't have any creatures, so like, and Conclave Mentor is quite scary, so and like Cathar's Crusade into Conclave Mentor could do some problems, but like then again I can bounce the Crusade while it's on the stack. Yang Gu, sure, that's fine.
Hi, I'm Jiang Yanggu, and this is Mo Wu.
Cathar's Crusade, ooh yes, beautiful. And yeah, I'm just going to swap control of that next turn. The question is just, I can swap control with the Blinkmoth Nexus because it's a, is it non-land permanent? Oh, it's non-land permanent, so this is like still a land, right? Yep, put a counter on that, that's fine. The question is whether or not to bounce this Luminac Aspirant to their hand. Just have a feeling that I don't need to do that. I'd rather play Consider. They attack with Aspirant, I can just flash in Restoration Angel. I can blink the Sea Dasher and then I have a separate Sea Dasher and a separate Threnody Singer. And that is actually pretty interesting, I believe. But I don't think I need to decline. Block you. And I'm just going to consider. Ooh, Lofty Denial is pretty good. Doesn't immediately do something here, but yeah, and they surrender. Okay, GG. We are ready to play against Emil the Blessed. And sure. This is a pretty bad hand. I'm not going to keep it, it's just... I was like, huh, like the right side looks good, and then I looked to the left and saw no blue and it was awful. Free mulligan. Another mulligan. Yeah, we like this. Actually, interesting keep. Kind of want to hit my land drops, but do I want to hit white land drops? Probably not. Just want blue. You really don't need that much white in this deck. I think you can like go down some number of planes and then go up some number of islands for sure. Yep, there is another land. This way we can like cycle Censor, unsummon whatever we desire, but I think I'm going to... Yeah, I don't particularly care about that. The thing is, maybe I should have bottomed the Mystic Subdual, because Mystic Subdual is pretty ineffective against their deck. Just because of the fact that they can just blink their own creatures to get rid of it. Like, I could Mystic Subdual the Amiel, right? That's the plan, but like then they can like Restoration Angel that. Well, that's a pretty good one though. So now I have Censor up, and then I could also just stifle the Restoration Angel flicker effect. Spellbinder. Yeah, no. No. I don't want you to have the information what's in my hand and then making plays off of that. I just want to keep him guessing. Yep, beautiful. Yep, we'll let this go through. I'm going to play the Vexing Goal, because Nimble can still cycle. Yep. They swing in. That's fine. I think I'm just going to play Nimble Obstructionist here. And then unsummon their Amiel just for a bit of tempo. Land would be the worst draw. Yeah. Now I get to swap starting from next turn. I can Mystic Subdual their Charming Prince if I want to. And then swap control of Mystic Subdual and whatever creature they have there. I feel like they have an Elspeth Conqueror's Death coming or something like that. A Plan of a Visionary this. And sure, I think I like just doing this, swinging in, and we swap control of this and this. That's pretty good. And then starting from next turn I can also just like I hold up Negate and Fading Hope here, and then I can just swap this back for whatever bigger thing they have. I can negate the threats. Teleportation Circle, that is actually fine. I still have Lethal in the air with the Inniaz activation, don't I? Yeah, I do. So that's actually not that threatening. What are you going to do if I Fading Hope this? Yeah, I mean, yeah, and then like I could have. This is not a May, right? Yeah. So this activate you, and this is still enough damage even if they gain the 3 life. GG. We are ready to play against Thassa, Oracle of the Sea, God of the Sea. No, Deep Dwelling. Man, I got some card names confused right there. Not the greatest hand against Thassa. I think I mull it. That is a decent one, I'd say. It's just a bit awkward, but I think this is keepable. I have to crack this for blue here, and I'm going to do so in their upkeep to play around Stifle. And like, if they Stifle, they have to use the mana their turn, and now they also can't. Ooh. That's scary. This way they also just can't use... Man, they can't use Tailsend on my land drop. Okay. I do like the Thassa Druid Dwelling. Okay. That is... Okay, this is getting quite annoying. But I have something to deal with that. And it is going to be past the turn. And now we just go for the flash plan, I believe. They drop the Thassa, I'm just letting it resolve and then bound. Like, I can just drop an Aven Mind Sensor on them. Yep. They don't search my library here, so that doesn't work. I'm just doing it in response, because that's what cool guys do, don't they? Man, white. Exactly not what I wanted here. It's fine though, I guess? Is it? Honestly... I could Staggering Insight now. No, I like the Watcher and then hold up the Fateful Absence for the Mana War if they decide to blink it. Yep. Slug Monster? Sure. Let's see what they blink first. Going to let them attack. Yeah, sure. This is fine. Yeah, I'm going to take the 6 here. Just so I know if they like blink the Mana War or the... Yeah. So I kill the Mana War. And I'm going to put you into play. I'm going to Staggering Insight this. Yep. Attack with you. Gain life. And then I can also just Brazen Borrower their Sludge Monster in their end step. And that will be pretty good for me. Okay. I think I have to... hopefully they crack that clue now. Really want this Sludge Monster to be bounced to their hand. Ooh, they equip to something here. Oh, this is so beautiful. Because now bouncing Sludge Monster is pretty brutal. Turns off the Thassa. And that also cancels the Shadow Spear activation here. Which is pretty great. Okay, and they try to lock down the board here. I think that is a pretty good play overall. Man, you got some real value going on there. 1, 2. Yeah. And I think I will just pass the turn like that, because now I have 2 more flash creatures that come into play, and then hopefully I get to swap control of Inniaz with like a Sludge Monster, hopefully. Yep, Slime Control on you. That's fine. Yep, no blocks. Going to Singer. Yeah, I could have blocked this Thassa. I take 2 damage for no reason here, basically. So now they blink a sludge monster, I believe. Nope, it's a dragon turtle. Sure. Yeah, I could have prevented this 2 damage in a bunch of ways here. Since I want to swap control with the sludge monster, I'm going to tap down this dragon turtle. Inniaz. If they have a wash away, that's going to be extremely sad. Nope, they do not. And I can attack with the Watcher. And I'm going to swap control of Staggering Insight and Sludge Monster. So Staggering Insight. Sludge. I could also go with the Thassa. That is definitely a thing I can do. It's an interesting thought. But yeah, I need to get rid of the Sludge Monster. So it doesn't put more counters on my Inniaz. That is the tricky part here. And this, if this was, man, it's a bit awkward because this doesn't say opponent's creatures, it says all creatures. So if I somehow survive this turn, okay, that is a really good start for me. That says, yeah, that's really good for me. Okay, Exclusion Mage. Okay, that is kind of fine, I guess. I could counter this with the Siren Storm Tamer. No, them bouncing the Sludge Monster here actually gives me lethal. Yep, no blocks. And now I have the Siren Storm Tamer up, so that is pretty great. And then I double activate Inniaz and swing it in the air. Yeah, that's just lethal. Got him, I guess. Yeah, counter you. And yeah, they were so occupied. Like, I do this all the time as well. Yeah, that's lethal. I do this all the time as well. While I'm like so focused, okay, this is a threat, this is a threat, and you don't see the bigger picture. And that's what's exactly happened here. Yep, GG. We are ready to play against Ishkana, Graph Widow. No, Ishkana Broodmother. God damn it. This has a 1-drop. I would love this hand way more. I think this is probably the most awful matchup we could have gotten in general, because if they're Spider Tribal, which they likely are, all of these spiders have huge butts and reach. How do we deal with that? I have no clue, to be perfectly honest. Okay, that could be a start. That's pretty hilarious. Oh, beautiful. Yes. Oh, okay. This is pretty fun. Oh, yeah, I think I'll do it like this. So we could do the risky play here of Curiosity and then hopefully getting an untapped source. I think we can afford to do that because we have the Fading Up to bounce their commander back to hand. Okay, untapped source, just for the whole tempo thing. And honestly, that was a pretty good draw still. That was still a pretty good draw, I like that. Now they go with their commander, I assume, with reach. Okay, Throne of Death, more self-mill. That is what these decks do. Yeah, they want to have a bunch of cards for Ishkana in the graveyard, that's fine. Yeah, let's swing it. Hopefully hit our land drops from this. We still don't have an active Dovin's Veto, which is kind of... yeah, consider. Hit a land drop. Do it now. Okay, I take that, I guess. I take that. Yep, sure. I just need to hit my land drops. Like, because I need to keep up with them, and this is not a matchup we can Like, we can't really let this matchup go too late, otherwise we're in huge trouble, right? Yep. So, ooh, that's a pretty good land. Let's see. I think we start with a Fading Hope on Ishkana. And then let's see it from there. Because I'm playing the Fading Hope over the Swords because they missed their last land drop, so they're like those are all not lands. And this basically incentivizes them to just make the same play again, and then I can Swords to Plowshares that. Or Mana Tithe it, even better. But if I Swords it, they guaranteed can't play Ishkana next turn. But Ishkana is a pretty good play here. So I want them to make the, like, play that, like, to force them into a play that loses tempo, basically. Mindstone, sure. Land drop Ishkana. It would be fine. Okay. Nothing like that here. Like, if nothing happens, I can still just Thirst for Discovery in their end step, which is fine. Yeah, about that opponent. I think pay 3. I really don't want to lose my Faerie Seer here. Okay. Oh, we don't have a... we don't have that yet. That's interesting. We don't... And no basics here. Or basic land types. I could go with Thirst right now. Kind of like the idea of main phasing a Thirst. That allows us to draw a 1-drop. Okay, we discard a basic, that's fine. And now we have Rattle Chains with Flash. And then into the Inniaz swap with Curiosity. The Curiosity kind of... Like, it's kind of weird how Curiosity interacts with Inniaz or like any other of these effects. Because some of these fall off, some of these, like, it's very, like, these are very precisely worded. Some of them give the creature the text, and this one does not give the creature the text as far as I'm concerned right now. So this is whenever it deals damage to an opponent, but this will never do damage to an opponent anymore because they control it, so, and this won't do damage to me, so nobody will draw cards from the Curiosity if I start swapping the Curiosity with something. Yeah, I think I'm fine just flashing the Faerie Duelist here. Like, Rattle Chains has some additional utility, I guess. And they say good game, and you know what? I'm going to be very mean here, and I'm going to swap. Like, they've been struggling on mana, so I swap this Curiosity with the Cold Steel Heart. And I don't get to draw a card here, I believe. Yep, I do not, as you guys can see. But I have enough cards in hand right now. So this... Oh, that's a really good draw. Yeah, I like that. Yep. Sacrifice Stitcher Supplier. Yup. I believe that's still lethal next turn, isn't it? Oh, you were greedy, opponent. Mana Tithe. Should have sacrificed the Stitcher Supplier. I could have still sourced it, but was that still lethal then? Probably still. Yeah, this is a good game. GG, Inniaz Flash coming through. We are ready to play against Helana Delena, a 2/3 first strike reach creature, which in itself is pretty awful, not gonna lie. But this is pretty beautiful, I think. Is it though? We go first. We need to draw another land, otherwise this is painful, because I don't have the double blue. I think this is a hand where I turn 1 tap Jewelry Disruption. But I can also, this is probably the game deciding decision here, but... So I can crack Fatal Passage for white early, but then I don't have Counterspell up. I can... No, this is fine. The reason being that I have still the Lofty Denial up. I don't necessarily need to flash in the Nimble Obstructionist. And Counterspell is as good as now is like Lofty Nile, because like Lofty is just, you know, blocking them from doing things early. Okay, I like this a lot, because now I have something to do if I don't counter something. And that is really, really good for me. Paradise Druid, I'm actually kind of fine with that. I have way more important things to do, like to counter on their side. Ooh, Lofty, not Lofty, Mystic Subdual, that's an amazing draw. Yeah, let's go. Yep. I'm very sorry, opponent, but this is going to be extremely annoying for you. I'm going to swing in, and I think... Hard to say, really hard to say. Do I let my counterspells down for one turn? I think the answer is no. I can't let their 5-drops hit the field. Okay, that is a card that I'm actually fine with hitting the field, because I don't plan on letting their big creatures through, right? Okay. They bolted. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. Now I feel like I really... it's weird. Occupation Druid. They're not doing anything big, which I like. I think that's a pretty good strategy here. Okay, perfect. There is another land. Now I can play Restoration Angel in response to removal, fight effect. I have double counter spells up. This is great. Great henge. Yeah, I like this. So the reason why I like this is because yeah, perfect. I go with Inniaz. I swing in. I swap the Mystic Subdual with the Great Henge. Now, I stole 2 mana from them. I now gain the life from the Henge. I get to draw cards here. So, and Legion of Warboss is actually not that scary of a card here. Out Collector. Yeah, the Mystic Subdual on Helana and Elena was a real breather, basically. I could just do so much with that. It's beautiful. They don't have Bolt anymore. That's why I blocked this, otherwise I would have probably not. Welcoming Vampire, sure, I want to draw a card here. Rattle Chains. Okay, yeah, they surrender. Wait, did I miss lethal here by not activating Inniaz twice? I probably did actually again, huh? Yeah, 4, 7, 10. Inniaz twice, yeah, and now I'm only 1 off lethal here, whereas... Yeah, anyways, missed lethal. Oops, I guess. GG. We are done with the games. I hope you enjoyed them as much as I did, and yeah, Inniaz the Gale Force is a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, this certainly is an extremely obnoxious deck that is near and dear to my heart, because this is probably the most hated deck to play against out of all of my decks that I play with in my on my Discord server. Like, people just don't want to play against this deck. They hate it, and understandably so. This deck is, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's fun to play. I think it's a pretty nice deck. I think you can cut down some planes and add some islands. I used to have like a wider split, but like now I also, basically my thinking in like the even split is that I want to be able to cast Swords or Mana Tithe or like Faerie Guidemother on turn 1, as well as being able to blue. So like, you basically, this deck wants to have like 2 white sources and then just the rest blue sources. So yeah, maybe going down in plains and going up in islands is a thing to do. Anyways, if you want to play this deck on a budget, what can you cut? What do you need? And the lands are pretty important in this deck. You don't need Blink Mathematics, that's for sure, right? But like the color fixing lands, those are the lands you kind of need, because again, we just talked about how important colors are. And then everything here that draws you card or has flash or is instant speed interaction is the priority here. Like, you can replace Hope of Ghirapur with another 1-drop. I think that's totally fine, right? Like, there are plenty of 1-mana 1/1 flyers out there. But you want the swords, you want Mana Tithes. You don't necessarily need a Curse of Silence. It's just pretty nice. You can swap control of the curse. They can later sack it and draw the card as well, but it's just a nice, like, road block. Basically, it just throws in their way and just throws them off a little bit. But you want, like, the premium flash creatures, or like anything. You just need a high density of flash creatures, to be honest, right? And you want premium removal that is also available at instant speed. So you like, Settle the Wreckage is pretty good, I'd say. But like, you don't need the Maria's Call because it doesn't have flash, right? You don't need Skycat Sovereign because it doesn't have flash. You don't need Welcoming Vampire Redain because they don't have flash. But like, all these other cards, like Shark Typhoon, that's, you always cycle this because it's a flash cantripping flyer, which is pretty amazing in this deck, right? And yeah, that is basically the gist of the deck. And other than that, the deck is pretty cheap. It needs some niche cards, right? But overall, I think this is a pretty nice deck for the power level it provides, for the wild cards you're going to spend. And yeah, I recommend it. Yeah, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave me a like. If you didn't, you know, you still gave me a view. Yay. No, but seriously, I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you tomorrow.